Hello everybody and welcome back to my channel. Today we are in Scooby-Doo, 100 Nights of Frights, or Night of 100 Frights, Potato, and this is a fan game made on Roblox, if I'm not mistaken, the original game for the Wii and DS, which I have played on the Wii, and I really do like it. I would have to actually go back and see if the maps, are accurate, because I'm probably going to actually replay that game here soon. The cool thing is in the description it says that everything is made using Blender, and the majority of it is like they're all custom assets, which I thought that some like game developers were dedicated, but this is insane. And then like as you can see here, I'm kind of like running through the bedroom, because I wanted to see which ones I had and which ones I didn't, and I think I had like 2, and then later through the video you'll see me get more. I thought it would be kind of like a cool little game to play, just me playing Scooby-Doo, and it's one of the games from my childhood, so, it's really good. I would kind of like to start getting into topics, I think one of the topics I would like to talk about is the short I posted. So it was actually interesting, some of the comments I got, which if the person who wrote those comments are watching, I kind of would like to explain something. So the reason I say rare aesthetic, liking what you like, regardless of what people think, is because in the area I come from, someone of my age caliber is not interested in the things like that I'm interested in, and you might think that that's like, oh, I'm not like other girls energy, but in reality that's just the way it is. I've talked to a few people about some of the stuff I'm interested, which, believe it or not, some of the people are interested in gardening, because like I've said, it's a big thing where I live, but antiquing is definitely one of those things I do that some people most people my age really do not like. So yeah, and also it was kind of just like supposed to be photos off my camera roll of like photos I absolutely loved, of things I absolutely love, and when I mashed it all together and stuff, it looked really unique. It didn't look like any other aesthetic I've seen on YouTube, which is kind of cool that I have my own like little micro aesthetic, if you want to call it that, and believe it or not, most people do, because you're not bound to only like one style. More than likely you're gonna have multiple styles you like, and you're gonna configure them in a way that makes sense to you, and that's kind of what I've done, because I really like the aesthetic of vintage, but like also a little bit modern, like indie animation and art, like it's fun stuff. And then I'd actually like to talk a little bit more about the Scooby-Doo game you're seeing, or this is a tribute game, keep in mind, but I found it in around 2024, 2025, somewhere in that zone, and I had never played it, but I saw it, and I was like, ooh, this is cool, like, it's a tribute game to a game I played in my childhood. So, the Scooby-Doo game that I played in my childhood, there were 2, and this was the first one, and they had a second one come out on the Wii, and they both had different maps. The first one was around this mansion, and I think, like it said, the pirate town, and like maybe a garden maze. But the second one takes place in a swamp, a desert, and a mountain. And if you've ever played the games, let me know, because I really enjoyed them. I really enjoyed watching my brothers play them as well, kind of see what they thought. And the cool thing about it is it is more than one player, believe it or not. It's a multiplayer game for the Wii. So, I don't know if you guys are going to try and track down a Wii, because, we have, in my family, we have like 5, because when all our friends were getting rid of their Wiis, they gave them to us because they knew how many kids we had. And so, basically, we have like a ton of Wiis sitting around, and all of them work, believe it or not. And yeah, the games were really interesting. They had that like low poly early 2000s kind of aesthetic to them. Now I will be honest, with the Scooby-Doo Swamp game, I can't remember what it was called again, and I am so sorry for that. I never really got past the what's it called, the tutorial, because the tutorial was actually really hard, or not really hard, it was just confusing, because you meet the swamp lady, she's great, and then she's also, spoiler alert, so like skip forward in the video if you don't want to hear this. She's also the first, or like the last boss fight you have to fight is her, because you gather all this stuff for this potion and it makes her all powerful. So, you know, and then I don't know, I just find it so funny because I really did like that game and would really like to replay it. I don't know how I would replay it though. I am sorry about that. Like, and what I mean by that is if you wanted to see a gameplay of it, I don't know how I would show you a gameplay of it because I don't have it, and I'm sorry about that. And kind of moving on, thank you for 50 subscribers. Like, I've been on the YouTube space less than a month, and I already have 50 subscribers, and it's insane to think that even 50 people are, like, interested in what I have to make. And I know this is kind of weird to say this in the middle of the video, but I want to say it in the middle of the video so I don't forget, you know? And I don't know, I just think it's so cool that 50 people are interested in the content I make, whether it be my shorts or my long-form content. Which honestly, if you like my long-form content, let me know, because, like, I love doing it, and it's encouraging to see that people actually want to watch the content I make, like, you know, whether you're watching this in the background while you play another game or, you know, like, just, I don't know, like, fold laundry, watching another movie, because believe it or not, some people watch 2 movies at the same time, and I have no clue how they do it. I could not do that. But yeah, it's really been nice to see how people care about the content I'm making, and I know it's a little bit more on the weird side in the sense of, like, some of the content I make is more so, like, niche type of stuff. Of course, the content that does the best on my channel is, content that, you know, is widespread, popular, you know, that kind of thing. But I also really like doing videos like this and seeing how it goes. Just to see what people think, you know, because I don't think it hurts. And I would just, yeah. Thank you so much for 50 subscribers, and I would kind of like to release a roadmap of what I want to do. So when I get to 100 subscribers, I will probably reveal my age, unless I've already done it, but I'll talk about it more. For when I get to 500 subscribers, I think I am going to do a Q&A. And then I think if we can reach 1,000 subscribers, you know, 2,000 subscribers, like every 1,000 subscribers, I would like to do a Q&A, until I get to like 100,000, and then maybe every like 10,000, something like that. I know that it's going to be weird to constantly be doing Q&As, but I can't imagine myself getting to more than 1,000 subscribers by the end of the year. You know, I think rounding out the year with maybe like 100 would be cool. But again, like, we still have half the year, so it really depends on how many people like my content and, like, what keeps going, you know, and I'm really excited. I'm excited to see the content I make in the future, and who knows, maybe my editing, abilities will progress in the process. I know that I've been kind of recording on a camera that's the size of a potato, but we'll see. Thank you for watching. I will see you guys in the next video. Like and subscribe if you want, and goodbye.